Hey, everybody. Really excited to speak with Valentino, who just broke into Apollo.io. Awesome story, awesome background. I'm sure we'll get into it further. Maybe set the stage for everyone of where you were at before breaking into tech sales and what kind of piqued your interest in tech sales as a whole.
Yeah, of course. So previously, my role was at ADT. I was a business-to-business rep there, commission only, full sales cycle. I mean, really gritty role. There was no basement. I mean, there was no floor. I commission only. If I wasn't selling, I wasn't getting paid. But at the same time, there was no ceiling, so uncapped commission. It was definitely a grind. I mean, I just kind of wanted to get into a role that was a bit more entrepreneurial, coming from warehousing where I was at previously. And then just through my, experience at ADT, kind of dealing with a lot of the old dogs there, because that whole office was full of, like 40, 50-year-olds that would just go outside and smoke cigs, talking about the good old days. But just kind of trying to improve on like my sales skills. I just naturally found higher levels, and really just looking through the anecdotal reports on people breaking in with, little to no experience. I knew that I had a bit of experience. So it really just kind of piqued my interest into moving on to the, industry of tech. And sure enough, just through a little more research, I kind of found it and decided to make the plunge, investing into higher levels. And here I am landing a role at Apollo. So
Yeah, it's
bit of my
awesome.
background.
Yeah, I love to hear that. It's a funny story. I'm sure we could get into some of the old dogs there, but maybe I am curious from your vantage point at the time. You do have some sales experience. I'm sure it sounds like you found us on YouTube, and with that, a lot of people might think, hey, let me piece this together on my own. What kind of went into your thought to actually invest into training versus trying to do it with the experience and also the access to the YouTube that you had?
Yeah, of course. So I guess it was just the fact that the free version was so valuable that I decided, hey man, like it seems I've heard nothing but good news about the course, right? If it had nothing to add, I wouldn't think that there'd be so many people giving good anecdotal reports about it. And yeah, sure enough, it's definitely worth it. The free version definitely was really great, or just the YouTube videos were really great. And I figured, hey man, if you guys are putting this stuff out for free, like the paid version must be 10 times better, and it was.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man. And obviously stoked for the result first and foremost. Maybe hitting on that, if there's one or two things that really stood out from the higher levels tech sales ascension community that you felt like were really advanced, and you mentioned you felt it was 10 times more valuable than YouTube. Any one or two things that really stood out there?
Yeah, I guess just the not to give out too much information, but I guess just kind of like the live play by play of prospecting, like hey, here's what you want to do, like as far as like LinkedIn, managing LinkedIn to find like roles or like find decision makers. So I guess just kind of like the step-by-step playbook that really was like, hey man, yeah, this is, you guys are giving me all the information, everything I need to know at this point. It's just, up to me to actually put in the work. So that was one, definitely just a step-by-step. And even kind of piggybacking off that, just like the live mock interviews, that definitely helped a lot, because I've done interviews in person, didn't really know about the how virtual interviews would go. And actually my first post on higher levels was like, hey, did I do good in this interview? In hindsight, I bombed, right? I was talking way too much. I was just asking questions because I figured, hey, if the prospect's talking more, I'm in a good spot. But no. So definitely watching those videos and learning how an interview should go definitely helped me after the fact. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'd love to tap into as well. Like, obviously, you did a great job getting different interviews and breaking into a great company. Maybe looking at even getting noticed and/or the first round interviews that you had. Is there anything, especially now, people are thinking, hey, it's ultra competitive. Tech sales is super popular. Yet you're 20 years old. You're getting different interviews. Could you speak to anything that really made you stand out, get noticed for several interviews, and really succeed in that first round?
yeah, I was pretty much just following the higher levels playbook, but I definitely think that casting a wide net definitely helped me. I was shooting emails to people in engineering, right? And it worked. They were shooting me to the right decision makers. So at first I thought it might be a bit of a waste of time, but at the end of the day, it did help me land, more interviews that I would have. So I guess just really connecting with literally everyone at the company. Sending out blind emails, still personalized, but casting a wide net to people that could potentially help me. And that definitely did help. Just the amount of time I had a few times where I'd send it to like I said, an engineer, someone in marketing, and they'd forward my email to the recruiter. So that definitely helped me land a few more interviews.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. And I know obviously you do have some of that sales experience, even though it was a bit of a grind, commission only, like you mentioned. I'm sure there's a lot that goes into that. Looking at maybe the final round or exercise rounds of interviews where you're in this tech sales environment for the first time, is there anything that you had to kind of unlearn or learn new that was different than your existing sales experience to really get you over the edge?
Yeah, of course. Maybe not unlearn, but definitely learn were like different cold call openers. Like I said previously, the old generation there at ADT, they were very stuck in their old ways. So like permission-based openers would never fly, right? But I guess just through the interview process, right? It really was a journey. But I was interviewing with this one company, and they kind of sent me like a cold call script, like, "Hey, this is what we want from you," and it was pretty much a permission-based opener, right? It was referencing like, hey, these are the companies we work with, and then throwing in a statistic in there. And I mean, just kind of following that cold call framework, it helped me, in my final round interview with Apollo, I used that exact framework, and they were, I mean, nothing but praise. They were saying, hey man, that was really good. Like, we're going to start using that in our cold call openers, or in our cold call, script. So, no, I mean, just kind of learning, just, like openers in tech, that like permission-based opener, that was definitely something that was very new to me, something that definitely wouldn't have flown in my previous role, but definitely helped. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I guess maybe kind of in closing, looking back at the entire experience, if there's anything that you haven't touched on that would be great advice for anyone watching, and or call it advice to your younger self or things you would do differently, I'd give you the floor. But great conversation, and congrats again.
yeah, of course. Nothing, no really real advice. I mean, just prepare for a journey, right? There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Yeah, I mean, definitely was a little more than I was expecting, but at the end of the day, I'm really grateful for it. Like I said, there were a lot of moments that I was like, oh, uncertainty, right? My first interview absolutely bombed, but it definitely helped me after the fact because I mean, I went home, researched a lot. Um, Make sure your equipment's good. One interview, I was wearing AirPods. I had back-to-back interviews, right? I was wearing AirPods and they died midway through the interview. I was actually doing really good. And I mean, after that, you could just kind of tell the manager checked off. I mean, he started hitting his vape. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not a good sign. But no, prepare for a journey, make sure your equipment's good, and everything will be all right.
Nice, man. Well, congrats again, dude. I love to hear it. Like a great example of not only just breaking into tech sales, but a great company, unicorn status at this point, and like a lot of upside. So very excited for you where you're at. If there's anything else, Valentino, feel free. But again, congrats again, man. We're super stoked for you, and thanks for the time.
Yeah, all good in mind. Thanks so much, Eric.